Well, hello in YouTube land and welcome back to the channel. And today, well, we're going to talk about the things that would make you stay away from this bike, or if I knew about them before I bought it, maybe could have been deal breakers. Now, none of them were, or none of them are, because otherwise I would just trade in the Harley for the S1000RR. Haven't done that so far because I still love this bike. But, well, let's talk about then the things that I don't, hate is a big word. It's not that I hate them. It's just that are things that I hope that they can improve somehow. So, some of them are things that they can improve easily if Harley just made an effort. Some of them are, well, things that I don't think they're easy to fix. But we'll talk about each and every one of them. But before we do that, I want to talk to you guys about something that happened on Saturday. After our ride with Ben, I went home. I was tired, and I was watching the footage that I recorded for a review that we're gonna upload in a couple of days for the GSXS 1000. I was watching the footage and I saw my haircut and I hated it so much that I decided, you know what, I'm gonna just well, shave off my head using the number 4 thing on the razor. But I got home really late and really tired after a day of riding, and I had allergy. If you guys remember, I had allergies in my eyes. It was terrible. So I decided to take not just one but a couple of Allegras. And then I was feeling a little bit better, so I had a beer. Well, that combination was not good because I was sleeping. I was so drowsy. But I decided to go with the haircut thing either way. And I was doing that, no problem. And then suddenly the little thing fell off the razor, and I just kept going. And I didn't realize until it was too late. So here are the pictures for that. Yes, JP stupidity right there. So I just wanted to share with that with you guys. So yeah, never take Allegras with a beer. Even though the beer tasted awesome, because after a full day of riding, nothing like a cold beer. But anyway, let's back to the bike, back to the Street Glide. So there are several things that I don't love about the bike, things that can be improved. But these are the 5 most important ones, and here they are in order. I forgot. Damn it. Such a fucking idiot. Just 5 things. You can't fucking remember 5 fucking things. Little cheat sheet. Okay, we're gonna start with the brakes. Yeah. So the brakes on this bike, that's going to be number 5. The brakes on this bike are not great. I mean, they're okay. They do the job. What the hell is going on? Why don't they move? Move to green. Anyway, so they do the job of oh, they're raging. They're fighting. Look at that. Look at these idiots. Look at these idiots. Let's see where what this takes us. Yep, not gonna let him go. He's not gonna let him by. So the guy on the little gray car is not letting the guy in the truck pass him by. So, well, a good thing we have our GoPro so we can record any incident that can happen. So we're gonna continue with this chase, and then we'll continue the video of, I think that's it. That was the end of that. Yep, it's going in. Well, anyway, I think that's over with. Hopefully they can resolve their issues by taking a deep breath and counting to 10. So the brakes on the bike, they're not great. As I said, that they're okay. They do the job of stopping this bike, but I do feel like Harley could benefit from giving these bikes a little better feel. They're too squishy, and I understand it's a big bike and it's tough to get it to stop, but I don't know, I like my brakes a little bit with more feel on them. Now the back brake is great, no complaints about that, but I'm talking about the brakes in the front. Now a lot of people only use the back brakes on these cruisers and on these touring bikes, and I understand, but well, that's number 5 on my list. It's just a minor complaint. It's not great. I mean, it's not a deal breaker. Now number 4, that is something that, yeah, if they don't do something, I'm not buying another one of these bikes. That is the rear suspension. The rear suspension on the Streetlight Standard, well, it's pretty terrible. We've already discussed this one. On the front is great, but the back ones, I mean, if you put them softly just for your weight, you're gonna be bottoming out the suspension on every bump, especially every big bump. So that's terrible. So what I did is I put them on the hardest settings, and that's fine, but sometimes those bumps can get you on the back. There's no way for you to move on the seat in order for you to stand up properly. All you can do is like this little hop. Maybe somebody who's more athletic can actually stand up on this bike and hit some bumps, but not me. And I mean, yeah, the back suspension is terrible. They need to do something about it, especially for a $20,000 bike. Now number 3 on things that I don't really particularly enjoy about this bike is the weight. Now obviously it's a touring bike, and it's gonna have to be heavy. It's a long, big bike, great big engine. Now the weight of the engine is distributed perfectly, but what I'm talking about is the weight when you put the tour pack on. There has to be something we can do, and I think maybe there's not. So that's what I was talking about when I was saying that there are things that there's nothing much you can do about it. But let me tell you why I hate that. I put the tour pack on the back, and then I put I changed the seat to the touring seat so that my wife can be comfortable. That raises the seat height by maybe a couple of inches, maybe just an inch, but that's enough for me to start struggling. I'm 5'8" and 32 inch inseam, and when I have this seat, no problem. I can flat foot both my feet. But if I am on the other seat, well, I start struggling, and I have to use the big boots with a big la madre, ¿cómo se dice suela? Bueno, with that thing. That's so I need big boots with the other seat. That's uncomfortable. Traffic, great, awesome. What I love about Houston. Anyway, so yeah, that weight, if you don't have enough leverage on your foot, well, I dropped the bike once with my wife on it, which was not a great experience. So that's why I hate about the weight, right? Big seat, touring pack. There might be a seat that is lower and it's comfortable for her. I'm still trying, so if anybody has any suggestions about a solo seat with a passenger seat that is comfy for her, and I don't have to raise my seat up as well, that would be great. So that's number 3 on the things that I don't like about this bike. Now, the number 4, or we're going backwards, right? Yes. So the number 2 thing I don't like about this bike is I forgot again. Damn it! A ver, güey, quítate. Out of the way, pick. All right. What is the number 2 thing? It was the brakes, the suspension, the weight. Not many things I don't like about this bike. And we are trying out this new microphone. Hopefully it works. I bought another Purple Panda. See if it works. It's not too much noise. What's the goddamn number 2 thing? The number 2 thing I don't like about this bike is oh, I remember. And I don't think I'm doing it in the correct order again. So, number 2 will be the horsepower. Yes, I know I've talked about it. You don't need a lot of horsepower. You have enough torque. You can get out of trouble. All that good stuff. But I would love to if Harley gave me just 10 more horsepower, right? That way I can go a little bit faster on open highways without any trouble. And I don't know, maybe I'm just being silly, but yeah, a little bit more horsepower will be great on this bike. And the number 1 thing I hate about this bike, and that is something I do hate, all right? I do hate this thing, and it's not just this Harley. Fat Boy happened, the same thing happened on the Fat Boy, and that is parts fall off the bike. People claim, no, not on my Harley. Well, I've had 2 Harleys, and that's happened on both bikes. Like little screws or hardware, it just falls off. The first thing that fell off on the Fat Boy was a foot peg, like the shifter peg. So I had to go home without a shifter peg, just figuring out how to do the gear changes. And then on that bike, something from the CC bar fell off as well. That same part has fallen off on this one twice, and I forgot what other part has fallen off on this one. But I mean, come on guys, I understand they shake a lot, they're awesome and all that stuff, they have a lot of character, but we can find a way for these parts not to be falling off. Some people say, well, you have to use the blue lock thing that you use on the screws. Yeah, but then it's going to be impossible to change things, right? So I'm using what the manual says. I'm tightening up as they say, and things are falling off. Harley, please, you have to do something about that, all right? Especially on your aftermarket parts. Because the aftermarket parts are not cheap, Harley. They are very expensive, so make sure that they stay on the bike. I don't know, just a suggestion. Alright guys, well, that is it for today. That is my list of things that I don't like about the bike, and I hope they change it on the Harley Davidson 2021 Street Glide. Remember, if you like the channel, give it a thumbs up. I mean, if you like the channel, listen, pendejo. Remember guys, if you like the video, to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, make sure you send it to all your friends. If you don't like the video, then send it to all your enemies. And I'll see you guys on the next one.